getting in close, and so now I'm running the pencil just along the hole itself with no spaces underneath, and I've got to round off the bottom a little bit on both sides. And this is one of those mark and fit, take it in, take it out. Okay, I've got it fitted. I've got it lined up, setting square inside my vertical marks that I put off that are 12 inches overall from front to back. And I've got a little bit of gap in here, that's fine. I'm going to give me some place for the Gel Magic to bleed out. You don't want to get this stuff too tight. It's not furniture where you're using, you know, like clamps to hold it together. So a little bit of gap, as long as it's fitting in tight in the right spot, and you got some gaps in around there, great. That's, you know, where the Gel Magic can squeeze out, and you can push it back in with the putty knife around the perimeter. So now I've got both pieces set up. I've got it, they're leveled, and I'm a happy camper, and so I can go ahead and Gel Magic these things now, and I've got time. It just takes a couple minutes to whip it up, and I've got a couple new tubes in Gel Magic. I'm going to put the shark tooth on, or the fangs, so I can just mix out little bits at a time. And I'll have this in, and I'll set it up and clamp tonight, and tomorrow I can take these clamps off and then move forward and put in the forward seat braces, and then I can start working on building the panels and everything that will box all the hull in. So onward and upward. I wanted to show here where I had used my putty knife to fill in this large gap I had with was originally Gel Magic in, and then I finished off the edges with Easy Fillet. So it's a nice, smooth, perfectly, you know, it might as well be a piece of wood that is a perfect fit. And my monitor's upside down. I've got this piece cut in, squared up. I had the big board on top of my pencil bobs to square up and measure off from one of the station cut lines that's right here. And now I've got another piece that is the forward seat, and I've got it in a position. I've got it marked top, forward, and all that kind of stuff. I had to take it out and redo it because I had had it rotated, so it wasn't in quite the right spot. So now I'm going to come over and reset up and show you this little trick on cutting these corners again. Okay, I got a little more gap in here than what I wanted, so I'm going to got a little piece of plywood. I'm going to mark along the edge of the hull, and then I'm going to come down here and get the bevel in on the forward side. It doesn't matter, it could be a little thinner, it could be something as, you know, like this, parallel, but whatever. Get in there. I'll just go with the mark I've got. And so you got that one, and I got this other one up here. I'll do the other side, and then we'll pull it out of the boat. Okay, I've got my mark here forward. Back here is the long side. This will be the longest point. This is my top angle. So I'm going to go and set up and mark on it. Am I still in? Yeah. And then slide it up, because that'll be the long angle, longest point up here. Mark it, and then to pick up my side angle that I had, I'll go with the longer one here, and then come over and slide it up to match that. Go back to the top again, and this is where you have to flip over the tool, and then come back in to here, and then go to the opposite here again, measure up the side angle, and then it's flopped around too and lined up with the side, and we come back up to our starting point right here. I'll go ahead and do this and cut them out and come back. Okay, I got it cut and I got it back in place. You can see how pretty close it fits. I'm about 1/4 of an inch off on either side on my vertical marks that I wanted. So what I'm going to do is I've got some gap on the front, but I'm going to take my pencil and run it along my edge here. and trim down to that line. Okay, once you get it fitted in, and I do a few pencil marks to get in, and they become so small that you can't use the draw saw on it. So I've got this Shinto rasp I got from Chuck down at Duckworks with the aggressive side is very aggressive. The fine is very fine. I wish they made another one where the fine was the aggressive and there was one step down for doing the rails and stuff, but we'll get to that next. I got it in place, and the other thing I have, once I get it lined up and I know I'm within the marks I have here for my overall measurement, I'll take my pencil, and don't drop it, and I'll come along and draw lines in around the perimeter, so I know where to put on my gob of gel magic so I can set it in place and let it glue. It's fitting good enough now that I know I'll have plenty of squeeze out when I do add the gel magic. So let me go ahead and do that now, and that'll be probably the end of this section. I've got some, we'll come back a little later, I've got some cross pieces to put in here for support so that the 1/4 inch plywood for the seats doesn't bend. So I'll show you that little trick when I get around to it. Before I get into too much more of the epoxy work on the interior, I need to get the rails finished off and stained so that if I do spill epoxy on them, I'm not going to have to sand them down again in order to get the stain to have an even coating. So that'll be it for now.